Hello YouTube. I'm just going to show you real quick how to make a better homemade tattoo machine, because I've seen a lot of the videos on YouTube for the homemade tattoo gun, and I'd have to say about 95% of them are just garbage. And I wouldn't want to use them. I couldn't see myself making one like that, and I'll show you why mine is a lot better, and I'll explain it to you. First, we just use a little motor. Like most of them, we use a little motor. I'm just going to start by taking this one apart and pull this needle out. And just note that the needle's not very long. The tube is real small, so you kind of got to handle it. Like this, because it's not like the ones you see on YouTube that are fucking this long and use long ass pencil. So we'll just take this off. This piece right here, this is just a pen cap that I heated up in the middle, bent, and my motor's got a clamp around it that I found somewhere, but you don't have to use a metal clamp. You can just use tape and tape this piece onto the motor with some black tape. And here's another thing I haven't seen a lot. This piece right here, this comes out of your lighter right here. That's where the butane comes out of. So when you take your lighter apart, you're going to want to save the spring and this piece right here. So I'll take this piece and just dip it in some 90% alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I've already cut a pen tube. I'll cut a pen tube off of this. I just soak that in the alcohol too. This right here, I've never seen anyone else do this. This is just a tube. You just want to cut a small piece off. Set that in the 90 proof alcohol. Your needle, you're going to take the spring and pull it apart like this, and then just have somebody hold the other end, and then heat this up with a real lighter. Just heat it up a little bit and pull it apart until it comes straight. It'll come out straight like this. And take an eraser. I've already done this ahead of time. Take an eraser. Take a needle that ain't very long. Poke it through the center of the eraser. Right through the middle. And then take a piece of sandpaper. Get the tip of your needle. Put your finger over the very tip of the needle. And then you're just going to roll it back and forth without pressing down too hard. Just let it grind itself on the sandpaper, and it'll end up coming out pretty sharp. You can even use a fingernail file to touch it up a little bit if you have to. And then on here, you see most of them use a button, like a button off a coat or a t-shirt. That's stupid. That's just retarded. I found this a lot better. This is a piece of antenna that like runs from your TV to your DVD player, or an antenna or satellite or something. Strip it down and cut off a little piece of the inside. It's like a rubber with foil around it. Just cut off a little piece, and it should fit right over the shaft. So you pretty much know how this is already put together. I don't have to go into extreme detail. Take your pieces, take the tip, out of the rubbing alcohol, just wipe it down with some clean paper towels. Take the tube and the metal tip from the lighter, and make sure that there's a hole all the way through, because sometimes there's a rubber piece right here. Just put that together like that. Get your tip, and the purpose for this right here, this is going to hold ink. It's going to hold the ink when you dip it. It's going to stay in that tube, which I've never really seen anybody else do this. And it also keeps your needle from bouncing around too much. Plus, it's only got a little hole to work with. And I'm just going to use this one because I've already used it. Notice how small it is. Then I'll take my needle. This is the sharp end right here, so I'm going to take the back of the needle and stick it right through this tube right here, right through the little hole. It's going to come out right here. Just, you got to kind of size it up yourself. You don't want it sticking out that much. That right there is about as far as you want it to stick out, really no further than that. And then just take this end and bend it right here at a 90-degree angle. You might have to snip some of the end off if it's too long. And then just press it into this white piece of rubber. Push it into that. And this is a lot smaller than a button, so it's not going to bounce your needle around as much. It's just going to stay in a tighter formation. Another thing too is make sure that this is lined up. You don't want this cap sticking too far out or too far in. Just kind of adjust it. And for your power supply, I just use a AA battery because you don't want to be using anything that plugs into the wall or uses a charger, and just that's ridiculous. And another thing too is you don't want a battery that's fully charged, because a fully charged battery, I don't know if this one's fully charged or not. No, it's not. See how it's, watch here, let me find the charged battery so I can show you the difference. See how fast that's spinning? Like, see how loud it is? That's too much juice, like it's spinning way too fast. What that's going to do is when you go to do your tattoo, it's just going to cut the fuck out of them, because it's going to be poking so many holes. So you want a battery that's, you know, almost dead. Watch, listen to the sound difference in this battery. Well, I guess it's not much duller, but anyway, you just want a battery that's not fully juiced. You want the needle to run a little bit slower than a fresh battery. That might be a little too less, but you can hear the difference. And then just, you could see how it's not a long ass pencil. It's got a smaller needle that's going to be not as flimsy, and then plus all the tubes and stuff is going to keep it from bouncing everywhere. And when you work with it, you know, you just got to get in like you're using a small pencil. You got to look close at the tip, and it just seems like it's a lot more on point than you know, those long ass pencils with all the tape around it and wall chargers and all that. So hope you enjoyed that.